James Bond. You're a wizard, Harry.
I drink your milkshake.
You can't handle the truth.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Movie Mafia podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Trout, joined here today by Gabby, Max, Lauren, and another special guest. We're 2 for 2 on our special guest. Everybody welcome Morgan. She's with Gabby, and the shot to my right. Super excited to have everybody here, back for another episode. Let's get right into it, guys. So,
Before we start, I need to make an announcement, everybody. It is Jacob's 22nd birthday today.
Woo!
No, 22nd.
Oh my gosh.
22nd.
Yes.
So, happy birthday, Jacob.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Oh gosh, I'm
Happy
so
birthday,
old.
buddy.
Ugh. Oh my gosh. But thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we all know this episode is dedicated to the WandaVision finale. I'm praying to the WandaVision gods, the Disney gods, to give us more WandaVision.
The only show we like.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Hopefully Falcon and the Winter Soldier is half as good.
Yeah.
But WandaVision episode 9, why were there only 9 episodes? Can somebody please explain this to me? I don't understand.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
It's the Tesla 369 thing where you can only do things in multiple of threes.
I'll
I
never
think it
forgive
tracks.
Disney.
Fine, you won't do that.
I mean, 9 episodes, come on. Everything has at least 12. Like, seriously?
Yeah, 12 was a multiple of 3. That would have been nice.
And they're also, the episode's only like 30 minutes long. Like, dude, you're not even gonna give me hour-long episodes, and you're only gonna make them 9? This is BS.
I am surprised how much they jam pack into them. So I feel like there's each episode's you gotta unpack the whole thing because there's so much information.
Yeah.
Totally, all these crazy plot lines that are just all over the place, and twists and turns. I totally feel that, but whatever. I mean, Disney, Marvel,
So
whatever,
let's
they're the ones who
spoil it.
made it, so.
Let's talk spoilers.
True,
Let's
absolutely.
spoil everything.
Okay, who wants to start? Who wants to rip apart this episode? Max, go for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
go
start.
for it.
I'm not gonna rip apart it. I do have 2 major issues I have with the episode, but I do think it's a great episode. Definitely not one of my favorites, but I thought it was a really good finale. I thought it made it feel like to me that Wanda was the villain of the entire show. Even the last line that Monica said to her, they don't know what you sacrificed for them. What did she sacrifice? She tortured all these people in Westview. She didn't really sacrifice anything.
Torture.
Yeah. And I thought that they did not handle the Evan Peters thing well at all. Just making him Ralph Boner at the end in a quick scene. It didn't really, I think a lot of people don't like the episode because their fan theories didn't come true, but that's not why I'm having issues with the show the last episode. But and also Monica was so sidelined the last 2 episodes. I thought she just became a superhero and then they just don't do anything, with her. But overall, Vision versus Vision, I mean, come on, that was great. Their talk, that was awesome. Seeing the kids do stuff, that was great. And those 2 post-credit scenes, which I think we'll get to in a bit, are also very good.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the
So,
Ralph Boner thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I was so excited to see what they had in store, and all of a sudden he was just wearing a necklace, and as soon as they ripped it off, he was a normal person. Are you kidding me? But this episode to me seemed the most Marvel, if you know what I mean. All of the other episodes just felt like I was watching a TV show. Okay, we have a SWAT team sword, and we have this person inside, and they're just trying to get. It felt like a normal TV show. This episode felt like the most Marvel to me. There was the superhero fighting scenes, that screams yeah, this is actually made by Marvel. This, I don't know, it was a lot to unpack in this one episode. This was the longest episode, but I don't know. That was my take. I definitely noticed right off the bat that this screamed Marvel to me. All the other episodes, yeah, I used to see Marvel, but it was not the superhero fighting. We missed that. We got it today or Friday and everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think that it's a lot of I also think that it's good that we finally see Wanda and Vision's relationship get back on track, because it was kind of he was not happy with her decision that she had made to like keep him alive essentially and like make all these people suffer. And so finally like we see them kind of start to like him like understand why she's doing what she's doing and like basically say, Wanda, like you can't do that, like come on. And I feel like you start to see the relationship get back on track. Like, it's kind of what we all really wanted when we saw that they were kind of, you know, on the train tracks with the relationship.
For sure. I
So
feel
what
like
happened to White Vision? Where did he go?
That's the question. We don't know.
Like,
why are there only 9 episodes?
No,
Why?
I'm fine with that. I really am fine with that though. Honestly.
You're just fine with him disappearing?
No, like no. I think they were just setting up for Vision to come back down the road. I think he'll be back in the next Avengers movie for sure. But I don't mind 9 episodes because the last couple episodes have been like 45 minutes, I think, the last 2. So they felt long enough to me, and it concluded everything for the most part. I think you don't want to start dragging it on. That's all. Because it's also, you try to connect the shows and the movies. Like Wanda is going to probably be the villain of Doctor Strange too. And they brought up Doctor Strange, which I thought was cool in the show this episode, saying that she has, she's greater power than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is Doctor Strange. So that sets up a lot for Doctor Strange too.
Yeah.
And the Vision versus the Vision fight scene, did Vision give White Vision his memories? Is that what that was?
No.
Or like
no.
or unlocked?
Just uncovered
Happened.
Unlocked it. Unlocked the memories that they were keeping away from White Vision. Yeah.
I didn't know if they unlocked or if he like transferred it. But.
What I thought was really funny, so like at the beginning, so Vision, they were taking his body apart to repurpose the pieces. Then they're like, never mind. Let's just paint it white, right? Let's just bring it back to life, paint him white. And then so they just send it in haphazardly into this little multi-dimension, whatever, you know. Then the thing wakes up. He probably is like, oh, like shit, I'm on the wrong side. Zooms off to wherever the what, and now so they're just like they created it, and then they're just like let it go, and like they don't really care, like the government or whoever's like running it.
Yeah.
But I just ridiculous.
I was gonna take Abby's point. So the Vision that Wanda creates doesn't have any memories. The only like he doesn't remember that he's dead. He doesn't know what happened prior to him being created, which was the whole reason of that scene being great. Like he sees all the memories of what's happened, and he unlocks the memories for White Vision as well.
Yeah, and did they say what was powering White Vision? Like, did they say what his like? Because I know I saw his crystal was blue or whatever.
The Mind Stone, like from her memory, like from within Wanda.
Yeah, but that was what was powering the the Vision that Wanda created.
Oh, but I don't know. I think just by magically painting, by whitewashing Vision, he just becomes powerful.
But his little Mind Stone crystal was blue, so I was wondering if there was
maybe
some other
it's like
power
Tony
source.
Stark's thing, like you know, Iron Man's heart is blue.
Yeah, what was that?
It
like
looked like a crest of that. It looked like a crest of the Stark reactor. Yeah, is what I got.
Yeah, there's some Stark in there. He's gonna come back and just start glowing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that would surely be a twist. But
what did you think, Jacob?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought the most interesting part of this episode was the Ship of Theseus discussion. Like, I actually just really liked that. Like, I just really enjoyed the mind games and the kind of like deep thought between. I always thought Vision was one of the most intellectual characters, out of the whole universe. And then seeing like 2 versions of himself, completely unburdened by emotion, because neither of them are the original Vision, and hearing them kind of talk to each other, I thought was really interesting. And I just like the first time I listened to it, I was like, what? And I listened to it 3 more times or so to actually be able to understand what the heck they were saying. But I just found that part to be super interesting. And the entire time we kept seeing, I know you mentioned it earlier, Max, the whole Ralph Boner or whatever moment. The entire time I'm like, oh, so he's Mephisto. He's like has her captured in this area, and she's gonna try to escape, and he's gonna use his power. And then he's just like nothing. Like she looks at his card and then just like walks out the door. And I was like, what?
Everyone was wondering who Ralph was, because that's who Agnes kept bringing up, her husband Ralph, the entire season, and then it was just that.
Yeah, I felt that was so stupid.
I wanted to talk to you about. how they kept Agnes alive in the show. They kept her in Westview. That was a pretty big deal. That they basically opened the door that she's coming back in some way. Do you guys like that she didn't get killed off here? You want to see her back?
I'm telling you, that's gonna be Thor Ragnarok style. They're bringing the Surtur back to kill Hela and Thor Ragnarok. Like that's exactly. They're gonna use Agnes to defeat something that she can't defeat, like something something that the Scarlet Witch herself can't defeat. So she needs Agnes's like absorption powers.
So even though the
it.
hex is gone, Agnes is still like playing pretend.
Yeah, she's using the mind stuff again that she did on everyone, just for Agnes.
But how does that even hold? So, like, does Agnes still have? So Agnes has no power.
None.
Or at least none that she can remember to use. You know, like
correct.
Like her memory just so wiped that she doesn't know she has power to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what I like about Agnes still being alive, is the fact that doesn't make Wanda look like a villain. Like, it kind of made Wanda look like, yep, I'm not gonna kill her. I'm just gonna keep her in this like mind trance thing. That way I can say I didn't kill anybody. I feel like that's kind of why they did it, to make it seem like Wanda is more of like a human being instead of like a villain. But the way that they set it up, like at the end when everybody in that town hated her, like it did seem like she was the villain. Yes, Agnes was, or Agatha said, same difference, said what did she say? What was one of her final lines? Oh, they will never know what you sacrificed. What she sacrificed for herself is losing the vision that she created, losing her kids, because that she grew such a connection to them. So I know you have a lot to say about the kids.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, I was gonna say that I agree with what you said about that. I also think that keeping Agnes around is really great in the sense, because I think she's just such a great villain. I just think she's a great villain. Like, she just really embodied that character. But I think that the kids, no, I mean, I think that the kids, they brought the kids in. The kids were like babies, and then the next episode they're like 5, and then they're like 10. And I just feel like she didn't have the kids long enough. I know it was a sacrifice, but like, she didn't have the kids long enough. We didn't get to know the kids enough for them to make such a big deal about it. So personally, I think that the whole, she sacrificed, like, her kids, it's her kid, like, the kids were literally, like, were a blip. They were a blip in time. Like, I just don't think we got to experience the kids enough for it to be that big a deal. Even when she was saying goodbye to the kids, it was like a blip compared to her saying goodbye to Vision. So I just don't think the kids were that, that involved. But I'm really excited to see what superhero Monica is ultimately going to be, because I'm just really excited about that. Also, I don't know who was the woman that turned into like the green.
The green. Oh, we'll get to that. That's the.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Who that was.
See, Max, nobody knows who that was.
No, but it's not a person from Captain Marvel.
Because nobody watches Captain Marvel.
It's not a person from Captain Marvel.
No, but no one knows that it's a scroll, dude.
Oh, whatever. I was going to add on to your point, too, about the kids, is that I thought that was the most fascinating part of the post-credit scene, is that she could still hear the kids when the last shot. So they're definitely coming back in some portion, because they are superheroes in the comics. I wonder how that's going to happen. Like, is she just going to create the kids again? Like, I don't know.
That's the question of the post-credit scene is, we have Wanda just in the kitchen, like sulking, or on the porch or something, and then we just turn the corner in the bedroom, you can hear the kids. I feel like you can kind of hear the noises of Westview. Like, you can see that. I feel like she's trying to bring back these kids using her, I guess, astral projecting. I don't really know what she was doing, but she was using her powers, her Scarlet Witch powers, and trying to bring back her kids. Probably will try and bring back Vision as well and create something new again.
I mean, but everything about those kids was what she wanted it to be. Like, the whole thing, they were argued about the names Billy and Tommy, and then she just so happened to have twin boys, which was like, because obviously she decided what everything in that world. And the fact that they aged up so quickly, everything about those kids was in her mindset. It wasn't real in that sense. So it's like, if she does have kids and they're going to be Wanda and Vision's kids, and they're going to ultimately be superheroes, shouldn't the kids be like the world's like not what she made them, you know, like what
Well,
they're
it's a
supposed
different
to be.
dimension. It's not that they're not real. Like her
Yeah,
whole thing was like a little reality thing. Like maybe there's another dimension that has them, and she just has to leave this dimension to see them again.
I don't know.
These questions are going to be answered, I hope, in the second Doctor Strange movie.
Yes.
I was doing a little bit of research for that earlier. So
When does that come out?
I believe,
Next year.
yeah, it's coming out March 25th, 2022.
Yeah.
So about a year from now, which, you know, it kind of sucks to wait an entire year for more Wanda, but I'm pretty sure this movie
Mhm.
is the next time that we're gonna see Wanda on screen,
Yeah.
in anything. So
Correct.
another year until we see anything from her. But it's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's what it's called.
Mhm.
So yeah, Elizabeth Olsen is already confirmed as Wanda, and even like Loki's is confirmed in this film too, which I think is
Yeah.
really interesting.
Like,
Because I mean,
Yeah. So
he got killed in Endgame, so
Jacob, I was going to bring something up to you as well. I don't know if you liked the first Doctor Strange or not, but I don't
I
know if you
did.
remember in the first Doctor Strange that when Doctor Strange pulled himself out of his body, you know, the separate whatever you call it,
Astral
he was always
astral projection.
yeah, whatever. So he did that when he was
Whatever.
like he did that when he was like asleep or knocked out or dead or something in the first movie. He was only but Wanda can do it while she's awake and doing other stuff, which I think was a pretty big added and why she's probably more powerful than him at the moment.
Yeah, I think
It's a good observation.
yeah, I'm not sure if she's gonna be the villain of this film. Like you said that it might be Doctor Strange versus Wanda in some scenes.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, I think how they'll kind of do it is Wanda just has so much brute force, but Doctor Strange is an absolute master and like actually knows all the different spells and all the stuff. So, I mean, we'll see how that turns out, but um, yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see. When I saw her astral projecting like that, I thought it was kind of strange because I mean, we definitely didn't see it that much from Doctor Strange, but I mean, I suppose her power level can kind of just explain
I really
anything.
like the scene in Doctor Strange where the also in Doctor Strange wasn't the bald white woman supposed to be a Tibetan man, and then Disney was like, we can't put a Tibetan man because we want China to buy this movie. So they whitewashed it and made it a white woman to like compensate for that. I
I'm
don't know.
not
I
sure.
heard that
I'm
the
not sure if
scene
that's true or
where
not.
she flicks
I've
him
never
and
heard of that.
and he falls out of his body.
Yeah,
I love that visual so much.
yeah, that scene is trippy as hell.
Well, yeah, so China's the biggest country. They have the most people, so they have to cater like Disney movies, like all these giant films to what China would want. Because if they go against that, they lose like a lot of views and money.
Sure.
Well, I'm
Like,
not sure about that story. I haven't heard that before, but I do know that in that
yeah,
specific scene, when he first walks in, he goes up to one of the monks that are there, who's like clearly Asian, and says something like, "Oh, I'm so blessed for you to teach me, blah blah blah." And then the monk just like walks out of the way, and he wasn't the person, he was learning from at all. It was this woman.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like
because
they're
they
trying to
have to
point that
always
out.
make it a bald woman. We love Hollywood.
Also, so what did you think? I forgot. Hayward at the end ended up getting arrested, and that was big, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was
Max?
wondering. I thought
Well,
there was going to be something with Hayward and White Vision. Like I thought White Vision was going to track him
Sure.
down, and then nothing happened with that. So I wonder if Hayward is just going to be in prison and that's just going to be done, or if it's going to be like White Vision goes and finds him in there. Or like, I wonder what's next for that character.
Prison fight.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. How I thought Hayward, Darcy especially, Jimmy Woo and Monica were just on the sidelines the last two episodes, which I thought was a big misfire for the show because they had episodes to themselves earlier in the season, and then Darcy comes in, slams the car. That's it for her. This finale.
Yeah, that was lame.
Hayward just became a stereotype of a generic government guy who wants to use these weapons for like it just became generic. That's why I think Wanda really is the villain because Hayward can't be the villain of the show. Agnes, sure, but I think Wanda clearly is the villain in my opinion after watching the show.
Yeah. And as much as I think she does a great job as a villain, like I really do like her like this dual side of her personality, you know, Wanda the
Yeah.
hero and the Avenger, but also this like villain and by, you know, how much grief she's been through and suffered. I am a little bit over it. I don't want to criticize the show too much, but I mean, this
What do
is
you mean
like
by
her.
that?
This is like the only thing her character can do is grief about stuff and be seen as a villain. Like we, I mean, we first saw her in Age of Ultron, and she, you know, she starts as the villain. She's literally the villain working with Ultron, and then eventually she comes around and she's good. And then we do the next movie, Captain America: Civil War, and while she's working as an Avenger, she tries to capture this bomb and redirect the bomb away from the crowd, but she's not able to sufficiently contain the bomb, and it blows up and it kills a bunch of people. Like she was
Yeah.
trying to help, but it blew up and it killed people. So then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Wanda, she's a villain. The Avengers, they're evil." So that was a whole storyline. Like people were, and that's why they had to trap Wanda in her house, if you remember, in the Avengers compound. So it's because like it was for um, it was for the safety of the people that they couldn't let Wanda outside the compound because she was a threat. Like, and again, painting her as a villain in there. And then now, WandaVision, surprise, surprise, the only arc for this character apparently is painting her as a villain. I do really like her. I don't want to criticize her too much, but like, come on, come
I'm
on.
not sure that's
Everything
the
she's
arc,
in, she's a
though.
villain. Everything.
Going off of what you said, Jacob, how you said, you know, how we see her grieve and you're kind of like tired of hearing her, tired of seeing the grieving thing. I do think Elizabeth Olsen does do a good job of, you know, being that kind of widow. And she was also in I don't know if you guys know, she was in this other series called Sorry for Your Loss. It was kind of the same thing. I got a similar acting vibe. But yeah, I do agree with the fact that we have seen her grieve a lot, and like, I mean, her whole life is Vision. The other question I was going to ask you is, how did you feel about the single tear from Vision? Like after I thought that was really powerful. Single tear.
I'm a romantic, but like the only thing I could think of is, can he actually cry? Like, does he actually have like a duct, like an aqueduct system, like in his computer to like?
Yeah, he's like that's why it was so like he cried. It was so cute.
Nah, bro.
It was
He had to
heartbreaking, the
press
last-
his like ones and zeros and like his button, like cry button, you know, so like the tear comes out. Like,
the last like 10 to 15 minutes were a roller coaster ride of emotions, of her giving up the hex, her giving up the kids, and her giving up Vision. It was a lot. It was a lot, and it was a lot of emotions. Texting with Gabby was a lot of emotions. Just seeing her react and me react, it was hilarious. But I think
I took pictures as I was watching it, so we're just gonna scroll through. These are like my actual reactions. Okay, we're gonna go here.
God, you're so exaggerated.
This is literally like
No, she was crying. I can attest to that.
I
was
oh my
live
gosh.
with her.
Oh yeah, I was literally an absolute mess. Oh,
you were like, this is her. This is her. She's like, the kids. I'm like,
But they're
"We saw it for 2
fake."
seconds."
yeah.
those are my live reactions. I literally just pulled up my camera and I was just like, I don't know. She's like, all right, every time I felt like I was making a face, I just captured it. Because I was like, yeah, this is my genuine reaction watching the last episode of WandaVision. I just had to share for everybody.
You should have set up your phone and just recorded yourself. And then the best moments we could have clipped out and put on our social media.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I might, after today's show, post some of my reactions.
Do it.
I don't know. I think it'll be funny. Considering it's like I have the password, I can just post whatever I want.
That's true. That's true.
So I wanted to add in here. I think we should talk about the post-credit scenes now,
Go ahead.
because I think the first one we should start off with basically is the setup for Captain Marvel 2, with one of the Skrulls telling her that a friend of your mom, which is Nick Fury, obviously, because Fury was up there in the last Spider-Man movie, needs your help. So. Do you like this? Does everyone enjoy the scene? And I'm excited to see Monica in a bigger role. I know this show was an origin for her, but she didn't really get enough to do, especially in the last 3 weeks. I think her and a Captain, especially because she's pissed off at Captain Marvel for some reason. She's pissed off at Captain Marvel. I think it's an interesting thing to add to the next movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm really into that.
for the 3 people in the world who have watched Captain Marvel, 2 of them are
It's
us.
a $1 billion movie.
Listen. This is fake, all right? I'm convinced that Disney just like fudged the numbers on this. No, I don't
It's
know
not.
anybody besides me and you who's watched Captain Marvel and
What?
can remember the plot.
I honestly don't even think it was real. Like, is that happened in this reality?
I think you have a point. I think this is a separate reality. You know, like it was so bad. They just like Men in Black style like wiped it from everyone's memory.
We went to an alternate timeline.
Listen, this movie, Captain Marvel, was the worst superhero movie I've ever seen in my life.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'd rather watch Suicide Squad.
What?
I'm actually
So
not to say that.
it's
That's
terrible.
such a joke, Jacob. Don't. Amazing
Nick Fury
Spider-Man
is the
2.
only redeeming part of the movie, and they ruin him by having him be a Skrull the whole time. Or well, no, actually, wait, that was
Batman and Robin is probably the worst superhero movie.
Batman
of
and
all
Robin
time.
is iconic. How dare you, sir?
You
Batman,
watch that
the
again.
suit up,
You watch
the
that
suit
crap
up
again.
scenes. The suit up scenes in Batman and Robin are
No, the
hilarious
nipples,
and
no.
okay, so the difference is Batman and Robin is a terrible movie that knows it's terrible and just like is terrible. But Captain Marvel is a terrible movie that the directors and all the actors were like, "Oh, dude, this is a masterpiece. This is a banger. Yeah, this is really
Did they
good."
like try to?
And everyone just watched it and was like, "Ugh, what?" Dude, the Skrulls are so pointless. Captain Marvel is the most unlikable character I've ever seen in my life. There's villains that I was like, dude, that villain is actually really cool. I like that character a lot. And there's more likable villains than her as a superhero. Like it is.
Who is your favorite villain? I'm curious.
In the
Well,
MCU?
Or a superhero
I
villain.
was thinking in general.
Okay.
I don't know. In general.
Well, in general, it has to be Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
If it's not
Vader.
Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight,
Darth Vader.
it's not right. Oh, if we're
Darth
going
Vader's
just
yours.
bigger villains, okay. I feel that.
No, Ledger's my favorite. It's my favorite performance of all time, but Darth Vader's right there.
I would probably say Ursula from The Little Mermaid is my favorite villain.
Gab.
I
Jacob.
can't even think of a villain I don't.
Vulture is actually my favorite villain in the MCU, though. Vulture is my favorite. I think Vulture and Thanos are pretty great.
That is one thing I do really like about those Spider-Man movies. As much as I can criticize Far From Home and Homecoming, they do a really good job with Mysterio.
You don't
and,
like Homecoming or Far From Home?
Okay, no, it's not that I don't like them, right? It's that like
boy.
they're not
Jacob.
amazing Spider-Man movies. They're solid. The Spider-Man MCU-ified. You know, it's not classic Spider-Man. It's all like quippy Spider-Man where he's like 13 years old and all like weird.
That is Spider-Man.
Nah, bro. Spider-Man is
Tom
like
Holland and Bob
Spider-Man is like
Spider-Man.
senior in high
Tom
school
Holland.
or like Tom Holland looks like he's 12. Tobey
What?
Maguire looks like he's
Ron,
23 in
No,
Spider-Man
Tobey
1.
Maguire looked like he was 35 in high school. What are you talking about?
That is true. But dude, it is so much better. And like do you remember when MCU movies or well, not MCU movies? Do you remember when superhero movies used to like take risks with their storytelling and like actually talk about like mature themes? Do you remember when Ben Parker dies on the street gunned down by some thug? He just dies like at the beginning of the movie, and then they're just and they show the grief of that. And now in the MCU, it's like Tom Holland just like zips around and is like, oh, cool. It's like, oh, Tom Holland. Oh, I'm like 12 years old.
That's not true. And I do love the first 2 Spider-Man films. I'll say that with the Tobey Maguire. But to critique them to that degree, I mean, are you kidding me right now?
Listen, Homecoming and Far From Home are
Tom
not bad
Holland-
movies. They're just not Spider-Man movies. They're not Spider-Man movies, Max. They're MCU movies.
No, what
They're
are you
not
talking
they're
about?
MCU movies, bro. They're not Spider-Man movies.
The first one, Homecoming, is not really.
It's okay, bro. It's like an Iron Man movie because they're just like, oh, dude, we can't have any character be by themselves in a movie. Throw in Iron Man, throw in Captain America, throw in Thor. Like no character can be by themselves in a movie.
He has 2 scenes. The whole point
No,
of the
but
movie.
the whole movie is basically his. I mean, the suit is has all like the Tony-fied
No, it's
suits, so he has to
not.
learn it. And then he's all the Stark internship, and he's dealing with Happy the whole time. And then he has like two scenes with Tony, and the whole thing is like, oh, how can I measure up to Tony Stark? Like the whole movie is just about him. And then the second one is like the same thing. Like Tony's dead. What do I do? What do I do now that Tony's dead? It's like these are like
do you
half
mean?
Spider-Man, half Tony Stark Iron Man
Mysterio.
movies.
Cry when Tony died. You didn't cry when Tony died.
Mysterio
It
as
was
a
cute.
villain. Mysterio as a villain is a risk alone. There's no one can
That
pull
is
off
true.
that.
Jake
Are you
Gyllenhaal
kidding
killed
me?
it. Jake Gyllenhaal killed
Is
it.
a risk.
Jake Gyllenhaal killed it, and what's his face killed it as the Vulture.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Batman. He killed it as the
You
Vulture.
are killing me right now.
Those were both really good.
I need
But, like,
to see
come
your list. I need to see your MCU list because I really need. Like, this is getting ridiculous right now. Spider-Man, are you
Every
kidding me?
MCU movie has an asterisk by it to me.
What?
They're all Disney-ified movies, bro. They're all
they're
like their
not.
little.
Bro.
Listen, they're not bad movies. I do enjoy them, but
The
like
first
none
Iron
of
Man
them
is
take.
not Disney. The first Iron Man is not Disney.
No,
Do you know that?
I don't mean like they're literally made by Disney. I just mean that like they take
The vibes.
they take like all the like it's made for kids, and like when they made The Dark Knight, they were not thinking about, oh, what is our 12-year-old audience going to think about this movie? Right? They did not think about it at all. It is evident in every single MCU movie that they're like, I wonder
I think
how many shots we can
Spider-Man is
throw in here for our
maybe the
12-year-olds.
demographic is kids, and maybe that's just the way it is.
I don't know.
You're killing me, dude.
Maybe if you were younger, you would like it.
What do you for fun? What is your top 5? MCU.
I think objectively, I have to have Infinity War and Endgame in that list. Probably Infinity War is better since Thanos is better in it than Endgame. So Infinity War 1, Endgame 2, like The Winter Soldier probably 3, Iron Man 1, 4. Those can be like flip-flopped. And then 5 maybe Civil War. Doctor Strange 2 I also really like, but I can't really think. Maybe Homecoming, honestly. Homecoming was good. I mean, like, just because Michael Keaton's amazing. But
wait, do you like Doctor Strange better than Spider-Man Homecoming right now? Are you really saying that?
No, the villain Caecilius is terrible. But but if you replaced Caecilius with someone as good as Michael Keaton's Vulture, the movie would be like 4 times as better. Like, that's the only thing holding it back. Like, I think Doctor Strange is a character, and like the back and like building up Doctor Strange's character, Stephen Strange, versus building up Peter Parker's character, it's done way better in Doctor Strange. I also think like the characters around him I like a lot more. Like, even just the little side characters like Wong and like all the other people that work with him, and even that girl who worked at the hospital, Christine.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, Christine. Yeah. So even her is like, it's so much better than the supporting characters. Like, I think MJ is like fine, but like it's not good. It's like C minus C plus as a character.
I
don't
agree
think
with
she's
you in
that
the
good.
first movie she is. In the second one, she gets a lot more to do in the second one.
Yeah, that's true, but like I think the first one's better than the second one, so I don't even. So.
Wow, you are really okay. So you don't care about Captain Marvel 2 is what we got from this point here.
No, well, I actually thought it made this episode of WandaVision worse, the fact that they had to reference Captain Marvel. But...
What do you mean? That's not their
That's
fault
how bad
that
Captain
Monica
Marvel
is the daughter of Maria Rambeau.
But why? Why do they both have to have their first name begin with an M? Like, I get it, the Marvel, I get it. They're related. I know. I know nobody watched Captain Marvel, but they don't have to have them both the same both the same name, basically. Monica, Maria, like, I get it. I know who this character is. MCU was just like, oh, dude, are you sure, Did you see that stupid show they're releasing on Disney Plus, the Legends show, where they do like a 10-minute background for all like the 8-year-olds who don't watch the Marvel movies, so their attention span is of like a peanut, so they have to like watch these 10-minute like backgrounds on what these shows mean. Like, or like I saw it was like a 10-minute video on like the background of the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, dude, if you've never watched any of the Captain America movies, don't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just don't.
But you can't say that because, for example, Gabby doesn't watch the entire MCU but loves WandaVision.
Well,
yeah. So I'm gonna watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Jacob, that what you said? Take it fucking back.
Oh man.
Well, listen, I guess we're just gonna have to watch all the movies together. I think this is your only option.
I guess. Or I could watch them here in my bed, curled up with my Duncan. I have that option. With Duncan!
Well, I guess you guys are gonna be cookie cake lists.
Jacob, you really have last. Come on, man.
Shut You know what?
You're being harsh. What happened today? You're crapping on Tom Holland. What is your problem?
I know, dude. My teacher kept me 10 minutes late in our class today. It's just not been a good. My teacher kept me 10 minutes late, just like
Guess
our
what?
entire class. Ugh.
I'll give you this. I'll give you. Jacob. I'll give you this. Jacob, I'll give you this. I like Spider-Man.
Sorry, he doesn't mean.
I like Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire better. It's like that's my favorite Spider-Man movie. But you're looking at Peter Parker Spider-Man, like the performance. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
No.
You're really
No.
kidding yourself. You're really kidding yourself.
I'm sending this whole episode to him. He's gonna shit on Jacob for like absolutely hating him. He's gonna want to marry me because he's Tom Holland.
He actually looks like a high schooler.
That's fucking friend.
He actually looks like he's in high school. He actually sounds like a kid. He's going through kid things. Are you kidding me?
It is so bad. It's so lame. It's like by night he's swinging around like beating up the Vulture who's like stealing all these Stark Tech like crazy weapons, and by day he's like, oh dude, how am I gonna finish this like lit paper? And I'm just like, what? Like, dude, in the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, he had like real issues, dude, real issues. And like his actual life, like he has like his issues with his job, issues with like his rent, like actually trying to make money, like he actually had to build his suit. Some rich billionaire didn't just go, oh dude, here's your suit. Like
he did build his own suit.
Yeah, some lame suit he used for like 10 minutes, and then Stark gave him like the super suit.
He got an upgrade, dude.
Every movie he gets an upgrade, dude. Every movie he gets a new suit and upgrade. It's like, I get it, dude. I get it. You're a billionaire, like sugar daddy. Just pays for everything for you.
You didn't get emotional in Endgame where Tony and Peter hugged?
I did. That's an Endgame. That is an Endgame.
That's Peter Parker, though.
Yeah, an Endgame. That was good.
What are you talking about? It's the same character.
That was Endgame. That was an Endgame, and it paid off a moment from Infinity War. All right.
No, I'm saying the character. I'm not taking it out of the movie. I'm saying the character. The character.
But there was nothing going on with his character in those Avengers movies. Like, he did some stuff, but there was no plot. Like, there was no like character development for him. Like, he was just like, oh no, Tony died. Oh, Tony, or no, I died, and then I'm sad, and then Tony died, and that's sad. It was sad because Tony was dying, and then seeing Tom Holland cry about it was just like, oh, he looks like a little baby. So just, when you see kids cry, it just makes you sad.
Do you have any other controversial takes, Jacob, about the MCU?
Let me think. I don't know. Thor 1 is underrated, I think.
I have one controversial take.
Go ahead.
I really think Black Panther is an average character.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Thank
the
you.
character himself is the most boring part of that entire movie.
Thank you. Black Panther is like, the Black Panther would have been the worst movie the MCU released in 2018 if it wasn't for Captain Marvel. That movie was so lame.
Yeah, that movie came out in 2019.
Oh, did it? I thought it came out in 2018.
No.
Whatever. Okay. Then I'm just forget anything I said. But I think Black Panther is definitely like a C+, B- movie. And everyone online was like, oh my god, A+. And listen, Chadwick Boseman was amazing. And honestly, he's a really and Killmonger was awesome too. But like, Chadwick Boseman is an amazing actor, so I feel bad like shitting on the movie now that he's dead. But like, let's be honest, I can't not say that this movie was average. And when everybody online was like, dude, Black Panther, oh my god, this movie was amazing. There's a reason. Well, I was gonna say there's a reason they haven't made a second movie, but the reason is because Chadwick Boseman is dead.
But they are making a second movie. They are making a second movie.
But it's not out yet, is what I meant. But that was.
Oh, sure.
But no, but I don't know. It's such an average movie.
I think people also were really made such a big deal about it too because of we want diversity in Marvel, obviously. So I feel like that was one of the reasons people just saw and were like, oh, representation. And I feel like that was one of the reasons, not necessarily the script in and of itself, more just the character, I would say.
Yeah, I see that. Like,
I like Black Panther a lot. I took my little brother to see it, and he absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So I like Black Panther.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. I like the movie. I like the movie a lot, and I get like there really aren't any black superheroes that get lead roles in film. Blade wasn't really a huge character at the time, so I get that part. My controversial take is just the character. The movie's great. Like all the characters are great. All of the cast is really fantastic. Killmonger's great. I just thought his character, Chadwick Boseman, was a little too quiet in the first, I don't know, 75% of the movie. He was just a boring character. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the opposite with you. I mean, in terms of the movie, I didn't really like the movie at all, like C+, whatever. But I do think and one of the issues I have with it is I really actually liked Black Panther's character in Civil War as kind of an antagonist for Captain America. And then I thought after watching Civil War, all we knew about Black Panther was from Civil War. And then we go into the first Black Panther movie, and I thought it was totally the opposite of that character. Like everything I learned about him in Civil War, it felt very obvious that this was a entirely different director's vision on the character. And I just felt like they didn't really translate very well. So I went into it thinking it was going to be something different, and I just felt like the whole tone and like the way Chadwick Boseman like played the character was different. I mean, that's how it felt to me personally. And as much as I am all for diversity in the Marvel movies, and they definitely don't do a good enough job with it. But I'm not going to defend a movie that I think is average.
That's fine. So you had a controversial take. What was that take?
Well, I said that I think it's not really controversial, I guess, but I think the first Thor movie is underrated. I actually think it's good.
Jesus Christ! I just watched that 2 weeks ago again.
I think it's so obvious that they got scared off about using. Let me expand on this controversial Thor take quickly.
Oh.
I don't think Ragnarok is that good. Like, it's solid and enjoyable, but the only good thing about Thor Ragnarok is it's funny. Right? I was rewatching it the other day. It is literally just like, oh, ha ha ha, funny plot line, funny joke, Hulk being dumb. And like, listen, it is hilarious. I watched the movie and I was laughing out loud. It is completely hilarious. But it tackles no serious plot lines at all. There is nothing in this movie that I thought was like, wow, this is really deep and like meaningful. Every time they try to do something meaningful, there's a joke. I mean, there's the whole joke with, oh, the Hulk is a friend from work, and then there's the whole the Hulk and them fighting each other, and then the Hulk using like speaking English or whatever, like speaking actual like words, and then the whole strongest Avenger thing in their ship, and then in the beginning of the movie, him and Loki, Thor and Loki jawing at each other, and then Thor and Loki with Doctor Strange, and when Thor, like, listen, it's funny, but they cannot get away from comedy.
What are you talking about?
No, what I'm trying to say is there's no meaningful storylines in this movie. It's all just comedy. It's the movie can't take a character and just sit on the shot of something meaningful. They just have to go.
How are they supposed to cope with their trauma?
Just laugh all the time and then put like a PG rating on the movie. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they do.
It can't be R. It can't be R.
It doesn't have to be R, but like, come on, dude. A storyline. Like, I just wish Taika Waititi could just trust this movie to just like be great instead of just like, oh, haha, funny joke. You guys like it, right? Like,
are you kidding me?
Dude, every single time they talked about something serious and it looked really deep, then all of a sudden it was like, Thor would talk to Doctor Strange, and then it was like they were quipping against each other the whole time. Or like the entire time when Doctor Strange was talking to him, Thor was just chugging beer. Or that stupid scene where he called back his hammer as an umbrella and it just destroyed the whole place. Or when Doctor Strange released Loki from the falling thing.
I love to complain. I'm Jacob. It's my birthday.
Yeah, Jacob. I'll get to your point here.
I'm really soaking up this birthday thing.
Jacob. The first Thor is boring as hell when you watch it again. It is boring. Nothing happens. And also nothing happens is that Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman have no chemistry. And Natalie Portman can't act in a big movie for her life. Star Wars, Padme sucks, and then this one, Jane Foster sucks. It's just, that's just what it is.
I resent
on
that.
Earth, the movie
Episode
sucks.
3 Padme is adequate.
Terrible.
Adequate.
I love Episode 3.
It is the best Star Wars movie of all time.
Wow. See,
that is not a controversial take.
No, it's not. I'm with you on that.
Oh, okay.
I am with you.
Okay.
Actually, Empire's better than we watched it. The dialogue is not great compared to Empire.
Empire's too slow.
I want a TV show.
The Dagobah scenes kill me.
Loki's head, and you hear all of Loki's thoughts.
Well, we're gonna get a Loki TV series. But
yeah, and I want to be in his head. Like I want to know what he's thinking, and then I just feel like his internal commentary would be good.
I agree.
I feel like awesome. Loki should have an alter ego named Heike.
Ha! Bars.
Oh my god.
And does he start rapping?
So anti-comedy.
Listen, I don't mind a movie. I don't mind a movie that just, if your movie is gonna say, hey, this is a comedy movie, we're just joking and having fun the whole time, then fine. But that movie is not gonna be like one of the best movies in the MCU. It can't be.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It can't be. It can't be.
It's in my top 7.
Oh yeah. So what does that even matter, bro? Once you get to 5, they're all B's.
So you went from being a huge superhero fan to
absolutely
trashing
good
the MCU
superhero
today.
stuff, bro. Good superhero stuff. I'm a fan of.
Good? Are you?
Listen, the Thor Ragnarok is a comedy. All right, no one can convince me otherwise. And because of that fact,
a 5-page essay on that due at midnight.
15 pages. You mean add a zero and I'll write it.
I really hate Guardians Volume 2. I guess that's controversial.
I don't like it. I don't really like it either. It's okay. It's like meh.
It's that movie. You talk about comedy. Crapping on Thor 3 about comedy.
Thor 3 is miles better than Guardians 2.
You know what I'm saying is Guardians 2 is literally like, oh, you want to tell a joke? Here, tell a joke. Hey, you want to tell a joke too? You tell a joke. Everyone's telling jokes. It gets to a ridiculous point. At least Thor comes out naturally. In Guardians, they're just doing stand-up the entire movie.
I agree. Both of those movies are just we're comedy movies, but only one of them is actually successful. And the thing about both movies is that everyone loves them both for some reason. I get it for Ragnarok, but yeah, I think a lot of people like Guardians 2.
I love Guardians 1.
Guardians 1 is really good. But Guardians 2, I think, is like a C-tier movie. And everyone just oh my god, it's amazing. I think this is where my hate for MCU movies goes. Everyone just loves loving them.
You hate all of the movies?
No, I mean hate for a certain amount of them.
I
enjoy them, but I don't.
You enjoy?
Okay, I enjoy MCU movies in the way that I enjoy rom-coms, where I just can't stop watching them. But afterwards, I just go, "This is terrible," and then I start watching the next one. I know that they're bad. I just can't stop watching them.
Okay, I have a point to bring up. Did anyone else cry when Peggy and Captain America were dancing at the end? Thank you.
That was a great moment.
That was so you're not hopeless romantic if you don't cry at that.
I would have cried.
Oh,
I guess I cried. I don't even cry. But that.
Yeah, that was
very
great.
emotional. I did. It was pretty emotional.
Captain America: The First Avenger is a really good movie. I think it's underrated as fuck. I really like The First Avenger.
You know why it's underrated? Because Winter Soldier and Civil War are that much better than it.
Yeah, but I think they're all really good. I think all three of those movies are better than I would give all three of those movies I think are better than Thor Ragnarok. And that's I enjoy Thor Ragnarok, but I just think
not First Avenger. You're going overboard.
Nah, bro, but the character development, it's actual character development. A movie that is actually a movie and not just funny joke all the time.
Thor is a completely different Thor in Thor Ragnarok.
I know, and that's why it's so lame. Listen, the first two Thor movies are objectively not that good, but his character is portrayed in a specific way. Thor is this outsider. He speaks weird, super formal English, and he doesn't totally understand the human culture and everything. And then the movies didn't do well, so oh, okay, we'll just turn him into a guy who makes jokes all the time, and now he has a fat suit. It's so lame. They just give up on their character. Like,
He's
why don't
got
you
a
try
buzz cut.
writing interesting dialogue and making good plot instead of just
Right.
like, we don't know what to do with this character, so funny dialogue, and like Matt Damon is Loki, like fake Loki.
Yes. Wait, do you like Fat Thor in Endgame?
No, it's terrible.
No.
It ruins his character.
No.
It ruins his
Jacob.
character. He was peaking at the end of Infinity War, and then they ruin him. That's the best scene. You better not argue with me on
You
this.
are so bad.
The
You're
best,
just like
the best,
crashing these poor
You're
characters.
losing
the best
followers
scene,
here.
the best scene
Don't
in
ruin a character.
the best scene in Infinity War is that scene where Thor returns to Wakanda.
Yeah?
That's the best scene in Infinity War.
But he's the same Thor from Ragnarok that he is in Infinity War.
No,
It's the
but
same-
okay, no. Totally different. In Ragnarok,
No,
he's all
no,
happy-go-lucky, right?
Okay,
No,
I'm
hold on.
figuring
In
out. I don't know
Ragnarok,
what's
he's all
going on.
happy-go-lucky, right? And then
Yeah.
in Infinity War, he's coming off the destruction of his planet, right? And now he's only hanging on to a thread by a civilization in this boat, which just
Yeah.
gets destroyed, and he sees his best friend, Heimdall, die, and he gets destroyed by Thanos. He sees a Hulk just get wrecked by Thanos, and then Loki's get his neck snapped in front of him. And then
Yeah,
he
but
gets
then
left
he's
for dead.
making- but then he's
That is
making
what he has to
jokes-
deal with.
No,
Then he,
but then he's making jokes with the Guardians of the Galaxy the rest of the movie.
yes, but they're sad jokes. It is kind of lame. I don't love
they're
it.
not.
But his jokes
It
are
is
like
kinda-
his jokes are like, what more could I have to lose? You
No,
know,
but
like
he's
they're
calling-
all sad. Like it's like self-deprecating. Like in this, it's
he's
way different type of
Rocket
humor.
a rocket.
Coping mechanism.
He does joke a little too much. Agreed. But like the tone of his character in this film is much more serious than it is. So when he comes to Wakanda, he's not joking at all. Well, actually, he did. He had the little thing with Captain America, which is you copy. my
Odin
beard.
died. Odin died in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Odin, that was a big death. And he's fighting his sister.
but does it even matter? Because Thor 1 and
And
2 were
Loki
so
keeps-
bad.
and
It's
Loki-
like who
and
cares?
Loki keeps tanning on him.
Yeah, those were actually good moments, but ruined by just non-stop jokes. They kept
Yeah.
joking and
And
they
Valkyrie,
joked a couple
Valkyrie.
times in Endgame, but not that much.
Valkyrie is great.
Not enough development.
For Valkyrie,
Yeah, not enough screen time for me.
she's about to be she's the king of Wakanda. Wakanda, queen of Asgard.
Yeah, I need more screen time for her.
Wakanda. What the hell am I talking about? You're getting me pissed off, Jacob.
It's our best episode yet, Max.
It might be.
Well,
Okay, transitioning from that, guess what tonight is? Because I've been freaking out all day. Guess what tonight is?
Oh my God, what's
Season
tonight?
finale of The Bachelor. The
Oh,
Bachelor
man.
tonight. Matt James picks his wife, and it's Jacob. Put your fucking headset back on.
Wow.
That is if
2 F-bombs for
I was
today.
actually excited for this news.
I swear, if he doesn't end up with Michelle, you're never going to hear the end of it. Michelle is perfect for him, and he does not see it. This season has had me triggered the entire time. Morgan and I have been watching it every Monday.
so good.
Every Monday, it's so good.
Oh wait, did you guys see the viral video of Rachel face planning
No,
in the helicopter?
no.
You didn't
You
see
didn't
it?
see
It's all
it?
over social media.
These are so lame. But anyway, next week, since it's airing tonight, I have to wait a whole week to talk about it, which sucks. But just know that I won't shut up about it, either in a good way or a bad way, because he's either going to pick Michelle that we all want, or he's going to pick the racist, which she ended up getting killed. So,
Oh my
welcome to The
gosh.
Bachelor.
I think that we should. I think that we should sign up to be on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
No, I can't ever sign up for The Bachelor. It's my mom and I's thing. Because I say, if I ever tell you I'm signing up for The Bachelor, put me in a mental institution. Because I'm
Amen.
Don't sign up for it,
on
just-
this
It's
show.
something to do. It's something to do.
Then
you
what
know?
if they actually pick you?
They're not gonna. They're not gonna.
Anyway, the women on the show
might
are
actually pick you.
batshit crazy. Like, this is absolutely insane.
Dude,
I
there's
love
no
this.
way
It's
anyone on
where
that show has
mental
found
health
real
goes
love.
die.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I would go on for like publicity.
That's not good.
100%.
You would go on and then like be like, "Hey guys, also I'm trying to."
I
be a
bet all
stand-up
those girls' Instagrams are popping. Like I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
no, they all get like so many followers. Like they all get verified after this. Like, There's still like Hannah Brown. Everybody knows who she is. She was on Colton season, and then she ended up being the Bachelorette, and she's still single. No, I think she's actually dating one guy from her season now. But anyway, it's a whole.
What kind of contestant would I be?
You would be the one that doesn't give a fuck and calls and.
No,
like,
but how far would I make it in?
3.
You would. You
Really?
could. I don't think you could do
Good
it.
night. Live from Saturday, it's Night Live.
I would come out of the limo with some crazy
Yeah,
some
like
crazy
I don't know, who was Katie came out of the limo with a dildo. Like that was her entrance, and it was very memorable.
Oh my gosh. I feel like if either of you were on The Bachelor, you would just like torpedo all the other girls.
I couldn't deal with the drama of the girls. I hate drama. Like if I'm in a fight with
I don't
somebody,
Really?
really watch
I
The
don't
Bachelor.
I don't do the catty shit.
Yeah.
So if I was on The Bachelor and they were trying to start something like fucking stupid, I literally would be like, shut the fuck up. This is petty shit. You were 20-something years old. Get your life in order or fucking leave. I just can't do it. I can't do
The
it.
The Bachelorette is where it's at because it's just 25
Hot guys, yeah.
Yeah, and and then it's like the guys fighting. Like that, I want to watch. I don't want to watch.
I want them to do a gay bachelor or like a bachelor with
A
like a
bachelor.
woman trying to find other women or a guy trying to find other guy. Like I want that. Like Matt James is the first black bachelor, and it is fucking 2021. Like what? So I don't know. Sorry, I love The Bachelor. I could talk about it forever.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
I just needed to segue because that's tonight, and my friends are texting me, and we're all getting super excited for tonight. We're having a party, a viewing party.
I'm gonna have to get a drink after this podcast, after this conversation.
Yeah, that was a lot. But I have to go to my my frickin' business for design class.
Okay,
We're
well,
gonna
with
get
that being said, we can wrap it up here then. We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Here. So, thank everybody for tuning in, watching the show. If you're live in our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/themoviemafia, or YouTube, Spotify, we're everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, the whole deal. Gabby's killing it on our Instagram. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
in the next episode. Peace.